How y'all doing? This is Soldier Yehoram with Holy Saints and Apostles of the Nation of Yasha Allah. I'm coming with you with how to get the understanding of the Bible. And is this to show that we cannot just read from Genesis to Revelation and think that we're going to get the understanding. We must do something. We must do something in order to get the understanding. So it's more than just reading the Bible. I'm going to go to book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. This is Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So we must not have our own understanding. We must trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and he will direct our path. And what is him directing our path? Is how we read this Bible and get the understanding. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 111. 111. It says Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. So we must fear the Lord, which is fearing his judgments, knowing that we have all the examples in this Bible and what happened to our forefathers, etc. And it's showing that a lot of things came to pass. And then this book was written thousands of years ago, and it came to pass. It already happened, and it was some big ones. I mean, we don't want to go through that back again. So we must fear the Lord in order to get the wisdom. Then we have to get a good understanding. It's all they that do his commandments. So we must do all the law, statutes, and commandments in this Bible. Let's go to Psalms chapter 119 and verse 4. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precept diligently. So that's talking about his laws. We must keep his laws diligently. Very important. He commanded us to keep that. This is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So King David is telling you that he did the precepts. He did the precepts to get the understanding. And he hated every false way. So any other way you get the understanding by just saying what you feel like and it's not in here, it's not good. And you gotta remember, these are not just ordinary men that came together and he have in this book. It's holy men that he put together to put this book together and give us these instructions and rules. And that's how we get our understanding and wisdom. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So we must go precept upon precept, just like what I'm doing now, to show you how to get the understanding and your wisdom. That you got to go in these different books in order to get the understanding. Sometimes you can't just read just that. So if you read in Psalms or even Proverbs, they have a whole lot of different precepts that doesn't really line up together. But you go precept upon precept, you will get the understanding from going from precept upon precept, line upon line. So that's part of getting our understanding of the Bible, is reading it precept upon precept. And let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that he should do so in the land whither he goes to possess it. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes, and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So that shows you, once you start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing precept upon precept, the other nation is going to see. And once we come together and we gather together in the law, statutes, and commandments, these other nations is going to see how great of a nation we are, and how much knowledge we have being together. And we're not teaching our people to go out and get guns, shoot the other nations, and shoot whoever did all these terrible things to us. The Lord is going to do everything when he comes back. So all we got to do is have faith in Christ and keeping of the commandments. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, is in the Apocrypha, in the lost books. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 2. Let's get it. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse 2. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart. So you should not trust in your own ways, in your heart, and your own eyes. You must go according to the Bible. You must go through these precepts. If you're going to say something, if you're going to say Sunday is your Saturday, but the Lord say the seventh day is the Sabbath day, then everybody knows when you look at the calendar, the first day is Sunday, and you go through it, the seventh day is Saturday. So that's how you know it's Saturday. And then you got how you know it, you're going through the precepts. I mean, it would say it in different books too. So you go in one book, like in Exodus, you will see the Sabbath day. And you go in Nehemiah, it tells you about the Sabbath day. And then it's a few others. In Numbers also tells you about the Sabbath day. So we must go precept upon precept to get the understanding. And I pray that we get this understanding, go through the precepts that I went through, and see it for yourself. And we cannot have all these Christians with these different denominations having their own set of laws. Like this one denomination do the Sabbath day, another one do something else. You can't be having all these different truth going around. There's only one truth. And when you read the Bible, it will tell you there's only one true God. And the one true God has given us instructions to the lost sheep of Israel, which is the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native American with Negro descent. So we must come back to the Lord and follow his ways. Very important. And for that I say Shalom. This is Soldier Yehoram with the holy saints and apostles. Most High in Christ bless.